Hi, this is Ray Lindstrom in my series of family home movies, and today we're going to go see where I worked in my new company. This was called Lindstrom Jett Advertising. We were up on North 16th Street. I left the TV station in 1972, and I started the Ray Lindstrom Company, and 6 months after that, my friend Mac Jett and I got together. Mac is on the extreme right here. There's Ray Gilbert, our artist and graphic director, and there's a gal who was our receptionist and secretary. We had a very small agency, and there's Mac Jett, my partner. My goodness, he looks young there, doesn't he? Well, he and I were exactly the same age. This was taken about 1974, and we were up on North 16th Street, Lindstrom Jett Advertising, and one of our biggest clients was Earnhardt Ford. Yes, Tex Earnhardt, out there in Chandler, Arizona. Lindstrom Jett Advertising. This was our second location. We started out over on 12th Street. It was a very nice little kind of a patio atmosphere. We had a little fountain out in front there. Oh, there I am. Look at there, Ray Lindstrom with his tie and coat on. Oh, we dressed fancy in those days, didn't we? There we are in the front of Lindstrom Jett Advertising, about 1974. We're going to set the world on fire, folks. Yep. A lot of hot air there in this place, a lot of hot air. And speaking of hot air, now we're out doing ballooning in North Phoenix and North Scottsdale. Yes, that's right. We had moved out to our residence now in North Scottsdale, and Karen, my daughter, and I, now if this is 1974, then that means she's about 5 or 6 years old. I would say she's about 5. She and I are going up on a hot air balloon. Now, of course, we're not going up in that one because I'm down on the ground taking movies of another hot air balloon. What do you think of that? So I equated the hot air with the advertising agency, and now we're going to do this. And that certainly is an appropriate segue, isn't it? See, look at they're bringing the balloon out. They have the balloons on the back of trucks, and now they have to blow up the balloon. Hot air ballooning, kind of interesting. Oh, there's Diane. That's my wife right there, dressed in that fancy leather coat. You see her? And I think and who is that with Diane? Is that, I think that might be my son, Barry. Oh, that's my son Barry over on the left-hand side. But he's not going up with us today, I don't think. I think it's just Karen and I, and maybe a special treat for her birthday. I'm not sure. But this looks like it could be November of 1974. There's Barry. So he must be about, I would say, maybe 7 or 8 years old. And the name of this balloon is, believe it or not, Cat Balloon. Ho, ho, ho! My, oh my, how clever. They named it Cat Balloon. So that's the balloon that we'll be going up in shortly. And it's kind of interesting. I guess they have no control over what direction the balloon goes. You kind of go with the wind. The only control you have is whether it goes up or down. Not east, west, north, or south. Just up and down, and that's all. Anyway, it was a very interesting adventure, and it's interesting when you get up there to go to look down and you see people's backyards, and you see what a mess they are. There I am. I guess Diane's taking this movie right here, and I might have 2 movie cameras here. You never can tell because she's taking the movie of me going up in the balloon with Karen. It's a small balloon. There's only 3 people in it, the guy in charge and me and Karen, and that's it. Oh, what a beautiful shot up against the sky there. Wow, this is terrific. So I must have had 2 movie cameras because otherwise, how would I get the following pictures, which are from the balloon looking down? Oh, Diane, you did a nice job taking those movies, I must say. Proud of you for that. Great looking sky, too. Oh, yeah, there she is right there. So I've got a movie camera up there. How do you like that? And there is what I'm looking at from the balloon. There she is, and I'm sure my son is around there somewhere, running around, trying to chase me down. So the cars, their job is to follow and make sure they can stay with the balloon. But like I said, you have no control over where you're going to go. But it sure was a lot of fun. This is looking up in the balloon from the basket down below. Now, we were up there quite a ways. It's amazing. You see the string hanging down from the top of the balloon there. I remember later in life, in the I would guess it was maybe in the 1990s or late 80s, that When I was in Australia one time, we went for a balloon ride there. That was interesting. There's Karen looking out, saying, wow, look at that down there. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I wouldn't hope we stay up here, huh? Yeah, that's a lot of fun, isn't it? You betcha. And I think that, see, they're chasing us there. It could very well be my son running around down there, trying to keep track of us the whole time. A nice balloon adventure where we see everybody's backyard. This is in North Scottsdale. And got some nice homes and got some trailers too. Just a little mix of everything here. Incredible. Yep. Dogs. Oh, those dogs. They love to chase those balloons, don't they? Wow. There are all the mountains over there. People running after us. And I think we're about to land here pretty soon. I think that's Barry running down there. And I think that Diane's along with, too, as a matter of fact. I think. She's out there somewhere and taking a movie of us landing. There you go, Diane. Great. That's terrific. There we are, Cat Balloon with Ray and Karen landing. And that's it. Now, speaking of other hot air, I think it's about time that we visited Lindstrom Jett Advertising again. And because Lindstrom Jett Advertising has moved to a new home. Yeah, we were doing real well, and we were doing oil paintings all over the world, advertising for same, and so we moved to the Quadrangle, which is at 2701 East Camelback, and that was about 1975-76. Lindstrom Jett Incorporated, Suite 150. And now we're going to see some of our fine employees there. We see the front door, a little blurry perhaps. But who's going to come out of that front door? Well, first of all, there's my partner, Mac. Good old Mac. He comes out and collapses right there in front of the office. And who's next? Oh, my gosh, there's Nancy Markham. Nancy Markham at that time was secretary, media buyer, office manager. She did all that kind of stuff. Pat Goebel and the receptionist. And there's Marge Zegedy, our media buyer. Oh, my gosh, look at there. They're all sad because what's going on with Mac Jett. And there we are. There's Nancy and Marge and Bob French, account executive, Mac, and over there on the left is Pat Goebel. Wow. Lindstrom Jett, advertising agency from 1975. Wow, setting the world on fire.